all things that are admitted are made manifest by the light. For all that is manifest is light. Ephesians 5:13. And so, when we realize that everything is not as it seems, see the world as a dream, then you leave the world alone. You stop trying to control it, to lord it over material nature, to conquer, to divide and conquer, because any such notion is an indication of a feeling of separation. And the truth is in unification, that all is one, that all is I am. I am is the self-definition of God. And so you stop thinking of an outside God, of a God in the sky, but start thinking as God, as the light itself, which gives power to thought. What is consciousness but light? The source of all that is manifest. All that is visible is a manifestation of the intangible. And thus, the unmanifest is now manifest as this visible appearance, expression of consciousness. And so I say this. It appears as Alex, as a person, but there is no limited self-definition of such an entity. It's simply a way to communicate that which is beyond physicality, realizing the identity beyond all boundaries, even well aware from within a body, because you see, I am is a feeling, is a knowing of permanent awareness. You can forget where you are, who you are. You can forget your role, your label, your name, your personality, your personal history. You can forget all these things. But you can never forget your identity, which actually is divinity. I am. And thus, to loop back to the beginning, what was said previously, you see there's a coherent harmony and connectivity. So although it was said previously, it has to do with right now, because it's only a continuous now. Actually, there is no past. And so, again, when you see the world as a dream, then you leave it alone. You don't try to control it, but instead you realize that the cause is within, that all of reality is a manifestation of what is within you, within your consciousness. All that is manifest is simply a consequence of this, what you hold in mind. And in fact, truly, you're only subject to what you hold in mind. Nothing in the world can face you, can get to you. You're unshakable, unbreakable, immortal. Realizing that the true me is immortal, while simultaneously I have this mortal body, this physicality. I have it, but it's not me. That's a completely different mode of operation, function in the world, to realize that, hey, I have this, I have these things, but they're not me, because they're temporary. The true me is eternity, which is permanent. Again, it's that feeling of permanent, unchanging, timeless awareness, which fundamentally is all of us, regardless of the outer appearance, what the expression of consciousness, what is manifest. All that is manifest is simply various legions and forms and expressions of the one which we all are. And so you leave the world alone, and instead you change your concept of yourself. You see that the world molds in accordance to your concept of yourself. And thus, this is the power of human imagination, the creative power. God's word is his seed, indeed. And thus, his spoken word is guaranteed. As it says in the Bible, my word shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish where it is sent. Because I am as confident without trying to be, because it knows itself as divinity. So it's not subject to that which is temporary. It can contextualize and compartmentalize having physicality while not identifying with it, while having a mentality but not identifying with it. Because you see, even the most powerful self-concept that's subject to change, but it's that permanent awareness, that permanent sense of intense aliveness and stillness, which is the source of every experience, all that is manifest. Whoever, whatever, wherever, whatever one's self-concept. Again, we can forget who we are, where we are, but we can never forget that we are, that we're aware, because this feeling of awareness persists amidst any circumstance. And thus, you don't identify with the flux, with the seeming ups and downs. No one can deny that life can throw us curveballs. But so long as our identity is placed properly, these curveballs can't derail us. They may seemingly temporarily affect us, yes. However, fundamentally, they can't touch us. Because I am is consciousness. And consciousness is light, and all that is manifest is light. And thus, when you have this confidence, you're at ease, at peace, there's a gentleness. Don't confuse gentleness or meekness with weakness. Because actually, true power is founded in stillness. Be still. Know that I am God. I am that I am. Everything is that it is. And therefore, what is there right now is all there is. It can't be any other way, because all there is today. That's not to say that tomorrow has the potential to change. But as of right now, as the presence, as my awareness is fixed and focused on this, there's a peace, a deep peace that surpasses all understanding. Really surpasses all vocabulary, which is simply an expression of it. Of the self with a big S. And thus, change your concept of yourself to be in alignment with your eternal, perpetual spiritual development. Realizing that, hey, I'm always open to growth because I'm a lifetime student. However, at the same time, I'm already complete now. I'm open to challenges along the journey. But I live for right now, today. And when you live this way, when you realize that every moment, you are the source of creation. The source of creation is throbbing within you. You become very conscious of what you say, the words that you speak, because you realize that your sexual energy is your creative energy. Every single word that you speak creates reality. And therefore, you only speak what is good, true, and necessary. Or as said Bambi, if you don't have anything nice to say, then don't say it at all. That's what Thumper said in the movie Bambi. And that stuck with me. See, children are very impressionable. The ideas which you feed them, the impressions that you lay upon them as children, stick with them. Because their mind's like a sponge, and therefore you really want to be careful and conscious and cautious of what you say to the young ones. Realize that there's a great responsibility, that they're the next generation. And when you identify with all of humanity, you never lose meaning and motivation. There's always a never-ending fountain of inner inspiration. Because you realize that the next generation is our future, the future of the human race, of humanity. And if in the future as a whole we're not getting better, something's going wrong. So we want to sing a harmonious song and be the change. Again, stop trying to change the world and the appearance, but realize that all change begins in consciousness within. That's why Gandhi said, be the change that you want to see, which naturally is automatic when you properly place your identity. I make this for you, me, and everybody. Because you see, I don't see anything separately. When you practice celibacy, your mind becomes very calm, simultaneously sturdy, determined, powerful, yet gentle, undisturbed. Nothing can disturb it. It's practically impossible. I don't like that to use that word, because that word impossible belongs in a fool's vocabulary. However, from this one's experience objectively, I can confidently say that it's practically impossible to get to me, to goad me into being angry at somebody. Because the mind is calm. There's equanimity. I don't view anything separately. I see that everybody, an extension, a reflection, an expression of my very own self. The self with a big S. So they show up in awareness, teaching me about myself. Oh, perhaps this was something previously held in consciousness, and thus they're showing up in awareness now, revealing to me my concept of myself. You can't fake energy. Your thoughts are written on your face. You can't fake the presence. You can't fake profound inner stillness. It comes with persistence, with committed spiritual practice. And it increases in abundance because God is ever new joy. It's ever fresh. I am is ever fresh. This is permanent awareness. It's changeless, always with us. I identify with this, and thus I'm blessed. I say I, but I mean you too. I mean all of you. All who witness this. This is a prayer for you, for us. This creative expression which is now manifest. Only by grace. Alex doesn't take credit for this. This is spontaneous, unplanned. I've come to realize that the best videos, the most impactful, heartfelt, are those which come from consciousness itself. So I make this for the self with a big S, in you as the presence, which is ever manifest as you, as us, and thus there is never any sense of separateness. There's always a profound inner stillness and silence, blessedness and holiness, justice and righteousness, the attributes, the absolute attributes of the Lord. Because I am is absolute. And you see, fundamentally, you can't make mistakes. You may have a hiccup. You may stumble on a word. Earlier today at work, walking out of the kitchen, had a dish in my hand. I don't know how it happened, but it slipped out of the hand, broke all over the floor, made a big loud noise. happened, and I just turned around and walked away. Didn't have anything to say. A couple people witnessed it, and on the way back through, it was all cleaned up. They cleaned it up for me. That happens. I didn't react. Actually thought it was kind of funny. Like, shit. Usually this stuff doesn't happen to me, but hey, I'm not above slip-ups. I'm not above hiccups. And at the same time, I am this permanent awareness, which is all of us. As said in the previous video, the same awareness lives behind every set of eyes. And thus, when we realize this, we can never lie. We can never hide. And we realize God always provides. He's never divided. And just like that, you know when to stop talking.